We are currently dealing with a worldwide health crisis, and it's only right that I talk about this on my channel. I actually filmed a video a couple days ago about it, but so much has happened in the past few days that that video is now irrelevant. There's much more information out. The hysteria and panic is much higher. If you live in the US, most of this video is going to pertain mostly to the US because that is where I am located. I am in Las Vegas. But yeah, so we have the coronavirus. It's kind of taking over and causing everything to shut down. We have schools shutting down in some states, a lot of businesses, of course, the sporting events have all shut down, Disneyland, things like that. So anything that requires a great deal of people is going to be shut down. And I have been fearful of this for weeks. For weeks, I have been protecting myself and making sure I'm taking the right measures. I have not gone out of the house since Friday. I am lucky I have the ability to do so because I have one job where I work from home. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I am not only fearful for the health aspect, which is a huge fear of mine trying to do one take, so I'm gonna make mistakes. But in regards to my own health with lupus, having a suppressed immune system, I am on 2,000 milligrams of Cellcept a day. If you don't know what that is, basically it is a drug that is administered originally for those who had organ transplants, so their bodies don't reject the organ, such as a kidney, etc. In my case, it is to suppress my immune system so it doesn't go and attack my organs, my blood, my joints, my tissues, anything. So it can be dangerous for me to go off of this medicine. I don't know how my body would react to going off medicine. I don't want to see how it would react. I'm not ready for that point of weaning off the medication. But also it stays in your system for a while, so even if I did stop, it's not going to make that much of a difference if the virus were to catch me in a couple days. And then also just, it's scary. I know my white blood cell count is low right now. I don't have much of an immune system to fight this off if I get it. I have more confidence in myself than I do for some of my family members who are older. And also my father, who has common variable immune deficiency, which he's had lung issues his whole life about, bronchitis, pneumonia that almost took his life a couple years ago. Those are just a few of the many problems, and I'm sure many of you are experiencing this fear as well for yourselves and others. Overall, this issue is it's a public health issue. It's a matter of taking into consideration that you going out into public, you potentially getting sick and still going out into public, or even not knowing you are sick, kind of like that Rudy guy in the NBA. Oh, let's make a joke, and then what happened? His teammate got sick. That is what I'm fearful of. Even in my own household, I have limited my distance. That's the wrong way of saying it. I have created more distance between me and Dave, just out of precaution, because I would rather be alive in a couple months than, be close. And it's difficult, but it's a precaution that we have to take in order to potentially save my life. And yeah, I don't know, it's so much. So it is a public health issue, so please be considerate that even if you see someone younger on the streets, wherever you go, if you're in Albertsons or Smith's or Kroger, whatever it may be, Costco, just be considerate. And especially if you see someone with a mask, I'm seeing a lot of people that I know getting attacked for wearing a mask, even though they're immunosuppressed like me. So be mindful, please. Don't attack people. You don't know their situation. Just because they are young does not mean they are not at risk. And of course, the administration, Vice President, just said today that the elderly he said to be careful with them. Of course, he didn't mention anyone else with a suppressed immune system. So that's kind of sad. It's just continuing. Yeah, let me get my mind off that. What else do I want to talk about? Another big thing right now, at least in the US, is deciding whether or not to close schools. It hasn't been done so yet. A few private schools have been closed. There have been cases at a couple of those private schools. But in my head, there's no way there's not cases in other schools. So stopping the school would help to slow the spread. But there's a lot to think about here. I know that a lot of the schools here give free breakfast, free lunches, they give the kids food. The parents probably don't have the resources to be able to provide that, or even daycare. So it's a matter of not just the schools shutting down, but there being accommodations elsewhere. So it's also a much bigger issue than just the health aspect. And I understand that as well. So it just shows how flawed the system is and how much work we have to do. And I don't want to get into politics, but it is a matter of politics, because we could be doing better. We could be doing so much better. And I hope that this opens the eyes of many, and that when this passes, hopefully in a couple months or less, that would be great, that this is not forgotten and we take the proper measures to make that change. And to also be mindful that you still need to wash your hands and, not sneeze in the air. Just be mindful of those around you. I don't know if I want to say anything else. I'm getting all shaky now. Just getting tired of talking. But yeah, I guess my question to you all is, what precautions are you currently taking? What's your situation like? What are your worries? And how are you dealing with it? I am worried. I'm trying not to panic, but it's hard to focus on other things right now, because I'm worried about my family first and foremost, and also myself. But I am only in contact with Dave right now, so it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, stay safe out there. I love you all, and I hope the right steps are being taken. That's all I'm gonna say, because we need the tests. We need the tests at this point, and I hope after this video is posted, we get plenty of tests and we can start getting somewhere. But yeah, this is a long video now, so we're gonna stop. And yeah, don't excuse my look right now. I had to get this video out. So thanks for listening. Bye.